Dear students of class 9, today we are going to learn in biology the chapter 14, the respiratory system. Respiration is vital process in all living organisms and it goes on non-stop throughout your life. Understand? So without breathing we cannot live. Got it? The end products formed and the amount of energy liberated and some experiments we are going to learn in this chapter. In physiology, respiration is movement of oxygen from the outside environment to the cells within tissues and the transport of carbon dioxide in the opposite direction. The physiological definition of respiration differs from the biological definition, which refers to a metabolic process by which an organism obtains energy in the form of ATP and NADPH by oxidizing nutrients and releasing waste products. On the whole, respiration is a chemical process of releasing energy by breaking down glucose for carrying out life processes. Got it? So, breaking down of glucose to carry out life processes. Underline this definition. Learn this definition, children, for your this thing. Got it? There are two kinds respirations. That is breathing and cellular respiration. They both vary. You have learned this in your respiration in plants lesson. So I need not explain that again. Got it? In cellular respiration only we get ATP. Whereas in breathing it's only transportation or that is exchange of gases. Now need for respiration. We need respiration for various things. Got it? For yielding energy, for work to be done. Got it? To break down the glucose molecule. Got it? The production of energy is the need for respiration. And what happens in the respiration? Here chemical breakdown occurs utilizing oxygen and is represented by the following reaction. That is C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. That is 6CO2 means 6 carbon dioxide and 6H2O and 38 molecules of energy. Why do we need energy? We need energy to do various things. Got it? Reading a book, running around the school, riding a bike, even for sleeping, just lying down, for resting also we need energy. Got it? So we need energy for even growing, stay alive, keep warm and be active. Got it? So we get this energy by carbohydrates, proteins, fats and in the food and drinks we consume. It also provided by alcohol, different fruits and different drinks. Got it? Different amount of energy will come from different sources of energy. Got it? The respiration occurs in various steps, children. In various steps. Got it? What are those steps? First, before going in depth of the respiration and respiratory system, we will understand 5 important points. Got it? Respiration yielding energy occurs inside the living cells and that is why it is called cellular or tissue respiration. And the breakdown of glucose, carbon dioxide and water does not occur in single step. It will take series of chemical steps. Got it? Some of the steps take place in cytoplasm. Some of the steps takes place in mitochondria. Each breakdown step is due to a particular enzyme. Got it? That is enzyme catalyzed system. And energy is liberated by the breakdown of glucose molecule, and the form of energy is a chemical, and that chemical is called adenosine triphosphate, that is ATP. Got it? That is why ATP is known as energy currency of the cell. Got it? One complete breakdown or one complete oxidation of glucose yields 38 molecules of energy, 30 molecules of ATP. That is in aerobic respiration. Got it? Various steps. And why do we need energy? Why do animals need energy? They have to move about for obtaining food, escape from the enemies, chew food. Got it? Look after their young ones, and so on. Got it? So many other works. The birds and mammals, including ourselves, have to produce lot of heat to keep our body temperature normal. We are warm-blooded animals. The heat is produced by respiration through the cells. Even cold-blooded animals, to set their temperature on par with the atmosphere, and to go with that, constantly they keep pace with the atmosphere. That is why they are called cold-blooded animals, phyclotherms. They also need energy to maintain. Got it? We are constantly losing heat to the outside air, and more of it has to be continuously produced to make up the loss. Liver cells in particular produce much heat. Muscle cells also contribute to it. The energy used in all cellular activities is obtained from the oxidation of glucose, that is C6H12O6, a carbohydrate. Got it? Now, there are two kinds of respiration, namely aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Got it? In animals there is normally aerobic respiration, children, and in some of the small organisms it is anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is a process of cellular respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen gas to produce energy from food. Breathing by most living organisms, which is followed by Krebs cycle as a part of ATP generation by the cells, is an example of aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is a process which takes place in the absence of oxygen gas. In this process, the energy is obtained by the breakdown of glucose in the absence of oxygen, alcohol fermentation, lactic acid formation, and in decomposition of organic matter. The aerobic respiration takes place. Got it? Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration generally occur in our body in the fast working skeletal muscles. Got it? And in the cells, that is why it's called cellular or tissue respiration. Got it, children? Cellular aerobic respiration is set of metabolic reaction and process that takes place in the cells of organisms and convert chemical energy from oxygen molecules or nutrients into adenosine triphosphate and then release waste products. Got it? This is the overall reaction. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives 6CO2 plus 6H2O energy as a ATP molecule. You can see the cycle here in the inside, that is the cell. And aerobic respiration, mitochondria, how citric acid cycle is taking place, in NADH is released. All that you can see in the diagrammatic representation. Got it, children? And some of the anaerobic respiration also takes place in our muscles. That time they produce lactic acid. Got it, children? Where in animals, that is called oxygen debt, because accumulation of lactic acid takes place and we feel fatigue, the feeling of fatigue. Got it? The feeling of excess of production of lactic acid, since acids make our body painful. So all this C6H12O6 giving rise to 2C3H6O3 plus 2 ATP. That takes place in animals. Got it? This is called oxygen. After some time, if you take some rest after every exercise, that will be replenished. That is called the depth is cleared. Is that clear? Now, anaerobic respiration is a respiration using electron acceptors other than molecular oxygen. Although oxygen is not the final electron acceptor, the process still uses a respiratory electron transport chain. Got it? Ethanol or lactic acid will be formed as an end product by the glycolysis of glucose. Got it? Here no oxygen will be utilized. Is it clear? Now, the two parts of respiration. They are tissue respiration. The term respiration denotes the exchange of respiratory gases within the aggregation of cells in the course of biological oxidation of nutrients. Cellular respiration is a set of metabolic reactions and processes that take place in the cells of organisms to convert chemical energy from oxygen molecules or nutrients into adenosine triphosphate and then release waste products. Before this tissue respiration and cellular respiration takes place, there is another process which is going on in our body, that is breathing. It is the process that brings oxygen in the air into our lungs and moves oxygen through our body. Got it? What is happening in this process? In this process, gaseous transport takes place. As the oxygen-rich blood reaches the capillaries, gas exchange occurs. The oxygen is delivered into the tissues and deoxygenated blood, loaded with carbon dioxide. Got it? Leaves the tissue of the body and flows back to the heart, where it is pumped to the lungs via the pulmonary arteries. Got it, children? Actually, that deoxygenated blood means commonly people will think that total oxygen is removed. No, it's not like that. Only 4% only will be utilized, and carbon dioxide will become more. That is why it is called deoxygenated blood. Now moving on to where does the respiration occur in a cell. Got it? Now the cellular respiration occur in two main phases at two different places in the cell. Got it? One is glycolysis that occurs in cytoplasm. Got it? Outside the mitochondria. Breakdown into pyruvic acid and further breakdown into ethanol in plants and lactic acid in animals. Got it? Anaerobic respiration, not requiring oxygen, also takes place in the cytoplasm. Very little energy is released. The second phase is Krebs cycle, occurs inside the mitochondria. Here only actually the energy released. Step by step breakdown of pyruvic acid, lactic acid to produce ATP and carbon dioxide. Here it is totally aerobic, needs lot of oxygen, much energy is produced. Hydrogen plus ions, got it, released in the cycle and are removed through the oxygen supplied by forming water. So we now know our body needs oxygen to remove hydrogen ions. First we should know why we need oxygen to remove hydrogen ions. Is it clear? Now respiratory organs, we are moving on to the respiratory organs. First, we are going to learn various respiratory organs: nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea and lungs. Got it? First, we are learning about nose. The